So in the end, knowing what we need to transform, going to refuge and hosting and transforming it, what we get in the end, what we feel is we feel this deep sense of confidence in ourselves. We feel deep sense of completeness in ourselves. We feel this infinite possibilities. Infinite possibility. So we draw our attention to, yes, it is infinite possible. So some sense of fearless about infinite possibility. Sometimes we don't think about there's infinite possibility. We are fearful of that. Too many possibilities. But that fear will overcome when you feel sense of completeness with the second refuge. That fear will overcome when we feel the true connection with that unbounded space. That unbounded space is the source of confidence. So in this way, that is the core message here. And what it will do, it's basically, it will provide you a base as a path to do whatever you need to do as far as you're changing your life, transforming your life. So it's one's own responsibility to look at closely, with everybody helping each other, to look at closely what they are, what truly they are, what you need to change. I think one of the most important about these practices is about integrating practice in our life, changing our life, And sometimes people, our different centers around the world, sometimes people always ask me this, especially organizers, they always have kind of, that they say something like, oh, now we have been practicing this practice for 6 months, what other practice we should do? And then what I say, then I'm trying to listen very carefully, right, what exactly that means. What exactly I hear is saying that, we are doing the same practice for 6 months, now people are feeling a little bored with that practice. So unless we change the practice, probably people will not come. That could be one interpretation. The other interpretation, maybe, I don't know, maybe we need to change just change something. Yeah. But that's primarily. And it's just interesting, like I hear that so often, it's very interesting that I've been teaching 9 breathing in the salon, I don't know how many years now. And that's, whenever I'm talking, I don't carry my books. That's all I talk about. And that's all what I feel the most liveliness audience that I ever had before. I'm feeling my audience are very alive now. I'm teaching the same thing. But they are alive. Must be doing something right here. As a teacher, I have many years, so I can see when they are there or when they are not there. I can sense it. Very sensitive with that. But I feel there's so much there. So it has nothing to do with the same practice. It has something to do with how you're working. So it's not about changing practice, it's about changing yourself. So you look how much you're changing. First of all, when you're practicing, are you practicing just the technique? Or you're really practicing with yourself, your life, you're reflecting in your life? We become alive when we feel that place in ourselves. We become very alive when we feel that space. When we become very alive, even we get in touch with our pain, we become very alive. We become very alive when we find a solution, we find that light in ourselves. We become very alive when we feel that joy and warmth and bliss. We become alive. It's not about repeating the practice. It's about going inward with those practices, connecting places where you never connected, understanding something that you have never understood. So it's very much about about one's self, about one's life, about one's everyday. So the practice is very much that how you really bring these practices in your everyday awareness. And then that's the place where you're going to see a magic. Make sense? That is the place where you're going to see a magic. It's not about the technique. Technique is to help you. And it's a beautiful technique, most profound, sacred technique. But more than that, it's your way of working with this technique inside yourself. So that is something I think I feel like really like one uniqueness about these practices is trying to do that. So it's not practice about the morning and the evening, it's practice whole day. You know how you do that. Right? That makes sense? How many hours of practice of fear you do? Do you have enough time? Do you find a time?
Yes.
We find, no? We are very good at finding time for our fear. You know, we can even be fearful while we're talking about the hope. We are that good. Right? We are that good to be very fearful while we are talking about the hope. We are that good. So, we are looking at the same places to find a time to do practice with these practices at the same places. Wherever the fear is, that is the place we are finding a time to practice. So, there is no lack of time. Plenty of time. Plenty of time without changing any of your schedule. That's the magic part of it. Just keep on doing exactly what you're doing, spending 10 minutes to coffee, half an hour to drive, whatever you're doing, not changing almost anything, you'll find so much time to do practice if you know. Because all those places, you're not taking time from anyone, from anybody away. That makes sense?